Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is from NBC Billings. Tiny Kentucky town is rocked as their sheriff is jailed in the killing of a prominent judge. And wait until you find out why. Residents of the tiny Appalachian town are struggling to cope with a shooting involving two of its most prominent citizens, a Kentucky judge who was G'd down in his courthouse chambers, and the local sheriff charged with his murder. By Bruce Schreiner and Dylan Loven. Associated Press, September 20th, 2024. Whitesburg, Kentucky, AP. Residents of a tiny Appalachian town struggled Friday to cope with a shooting involving two of its most prominent citizens, a judge who was G'd down in his courthouse chambers, and a local sheriff charged with his murder. It's just so sad. I just hate it. I said Mike Watts, the Lecter County Circuit Court clerk. Both of them are friends of mine. I've worked with both of them for years. It wasn't clear what led to the shooting. The preliminary investigation indicates Letcher County Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins shot District Judge Kevin Mullins multiple times following an argument inside the courthouse, according to the Kentucky State Police. Now, I do believe that it's going to come out why he did it. Mullins, 54, who held the judgeship for 15 years, died at the scene, and Steins, 43, surrendered without incident. He was charged with one count of first-degree murder. This is what happens when a narcissist won't take no for an answer or they get caught. The fatal shooting stunned the tight-knit town of Whitesburg, the county seat with a population of about 1,700 people, 145 miles southeast of Lexington. Steins was deposed on Monday in a lawsuit filed by two women. Here it's coming, you guys. One of whom alleged that a deputy forced her to have S inside Mullins' chambers. I am so tired of this forced sex crap. Forced sex is rape. We're like trying to change the English language. I'm gonna say it the way it is. That a deputy raped her inside Mullins' chambers for 6 months in exchange for staying out of jail. The lawsuit accuses the sheriff of deliberate indifference in failing to adequately train and supervise the deputy. So it wasn't the sheriff that did this, allegedly. Inside Mullins' chambers. Something funky here, you guys. Somebody was caught, and they didn't want to be caught because they're going to lose their retirement and their career. And that's what I think he shot the judge for. That's what I think happened. The now former deputy sheriff, thank God he's former, Ben Fields, pleaded guilty to raping. Thank you. Yeah, when there's no consent, it's rape. Thank you very much. Guilty for raping the female prisoner while she was on home incarceration. Fields was sentenced this year to 6 months in jail. Is that all? You guys really? You guys know why I think they're trying to get rid of the G's. And then 6.5 years on probation for rape. Probation, you guys. Oh, it wasn't just regular. It was sodomy, perjury, and tampering with a prisoner monitoring device. 6 years probation for that. I can't, you guys. I really can't. The Mountain Eagle reported 3 charges related to a second woman were dismissed because she is now dead. You guys, do the math. Do the math. The other one's dead now? Come on now. I think it seems to me like the judge was going to do the right thing, or maybe he got scared. I'm not sure. Steins fired Fields, who succeeded him as Mullins' bailiff, for conduct unbecoming. How often do I talk about that? I guess I know something. Conduct unbecoming after the lawsuit was filed in 2022. The Courier-Journal reported at the time. Those who know both the sheriff and the judge, I don't trust this stuff, I'm just going to say, had nothing but praise for them. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Something funny going on. Recalling how Mullins helped people with substance abuse disorder get treatment, and how Stein's efforts to combat the opiate crisis. They worked together for years and were friends. Yeah, but if they're covering up rape, or if perhaps they are involved, they're not good people. It's my opinion. Those who knew Steins also were struggling to understand how someone they described as a family man could kill someone. Maybe he was fixing to go to jail for a long time, or prison. Maybe he knew he was going to lose his retirement, his career, because he covered up sexual crimes of women prisoners. How often do we hear this? You guys, I'm over it. I'm really over it. Jessica Sloan, a distant relative of Steins and a lifelong resident of Letcher County, said she was shocked when she heard the news. She was at the dollar store with her nephew when he told her Mullins had been shot. I'm sure there are some people that don't know what really happened, but some are going to cover up. I was like, seriously, is he okay? And he said, no, he's dead, she said. But at the time, I didn't know that Mickey had done it. When I found out, I was grocery shopping, and I got really emotional and started praying. She said Steins was close with his children and worked hard to get fentanyl and methamphetamine off the streets of the community and help people dealing with substance use disorder get into recovery. Well, I mean, if the Steins really did do that, that's good work. Patty Wood, the widow of District Judge Jim Wood, Mullins' predecessor, said she has been close friends with Steins and his family for years. See, you got to be careful. You get all these people that are family members and close friends, you're not necessarily going to get the truth. She said she was shocked by the shooting and the arrest of Steins. I say ask the townspeople. You couldn't find a better person on the face of the earth than Mickey Steins. I don't know what happened, she said. You know what I think, and I'll say it again. I think Steins was doing some dirty stuff, and he got caught. He was going to get caught. He was going to lose his retirement, maybe lose his family and his wife, and he was not going to let the judge do that. That's what I think. I know Mickey's character, and I know there had to be something that did it, she said. I just cannot believe that he just went in and shot him for no reason. Yeah, there's motive. There's always motive. Jennifer L. Taylor, a Whitesburg attorney, said Steins has a big heart and was looking forward to retiring from law. See, what I just say, you guys, he was afraid he was going to lose his retirement. The judge knew something. That's what I think. She said in a recent conversation with her, Steins brought up that he might go to law school. Mullins, she said, took his time, out to listen to people. I think he probably was doing something behind the scenes that wasn't so great. You know, like he knew about the women getting raped, or maybe he was doing it. This is my thinking out loud. This is my opinion. I didn't say he positively did it. This is just my suspicions. Keep our community in prayers, Taylor said. It's going to be a rough time. Several people also reflected on how a relatively quiet day in court quickly turned chaotic. Watts said he saw Mullins and Steins together shortly before noon Thursday, about 3 hours before the shooting, when he went into the judge's chambers to ask him to sign some papers. See, you guys, something's up. I mean, if the judge was a very ethical person, that's kind of what it's seeming like to me, and the judge maybe wouldn't sign them. Mullins and Steins were getting ready to go out to lunch together, Watts said. It seemed like an ordinary interaction, except that Steins seemed quieter than usual. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to go with my theory. Steins got caught. That's why he was so quiet. He thought the pair had a good working relationship and knew of nothing that could have prompted the violent encounter. Watts, who was on another floor in the courthouse, never heard any shots and only learned of the shooting when his son called to tell him there was an active shooter in the courthouse. Taylor said she was at her law office a short distance from the courthouse when the shooting happened Thursday. So after the judge wouldn't sign the papers. I'll bet the papers have disappeared, you guys. Cover up be like that. We just saw cars flying, she said. I'm still in shock. It's unreal. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman said his office will collaborate with a regional Commonwealth's attorney as special prosecutors in the criminal case, since the lead county prosecutor, Matt Butler, recused himself in his office. Butler said he and the judge married 2 sisters, and their children act like siblings. We will fully investigate and pursue justice, Coleman said on social media. Where's the papers? Where's the papers? Kentucky Supreme Court Chief Justice Lawrence B. Van Meter was in Whitesburg on Friday and said he was visiting to show his support for the community and our Kentucky Court of Justice family, he said. They are obviously in shock and grieving. You guys know a lot of people know what happened. Come on. And one of the women that were raped in the jail or the prison, she's dead now? Come on, you guys. Wakey, wakey, wakey. Why would just because she passed away the charges get dropped? Wakey, wakey, wakey. Isn't that usually what the mafia does to their witnesses? Wakey, wakey, wakey. Van Meter commented on the swirl of social media speculation about what triggered the shooting. I know it's hard to do, but I would hope that people on social media would just respect their privacy and their grief and let them mourn, he said. It's just a tragic, horrific situation. Letcher County's judge executive closed the county courthouse on Friday. You guys know, I believe not a whole lot will come from this. I mean, Steins is going to jail, but I don't know, we're not going to hear why. It was unclear whether Steins had an attorney. State police referred inquiries to a spokesperson who did not immediately respond by email. Mullins served as a district judge in Letcher County since he was appointed by former Governor Steve Bashir in 2009 and elected the following year. Wow, man, that was wild. This might be something I want to follow up with. So I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day.